Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome again to my channel. All right, so in this video, we're going to be implementing some access control. Now, what I mean by that is that if you check now within our application, if a person wants to go to the admin dashboard, they can just do that, and then without logging in, they can access the admin dashboard, even the user one as well. It's pretty much the exact same thing. They just have to type out that and they can get to the user dashboard without logging in. So this is what we're going to be working on today to prevent any users from accessing those pages without logging in. Now for that, we're going to be using interceptors. So now if you've worked with Spring MVC, I mean not Spring MVC, Java server pages and servlets. Interceptors are pretty much the same as filters or servlet filters, if I should say. So basically, with interceptors, we'll be able to intercept requests, and then we will check and see if certain conditions are being met. If not, it'll redirect back, or it'll prevent any access to whatever pages we want. So basically, it won't forward the request to the controller if like I said, if there are if our conditions are not being met. So now, with that being said, since I've added these two attributes over here, session attributes, what I want to do now is within here, I'm going to create a package, and then I'm just going to call it interceptors. All right, so within here, the first intercept I'm going to create is session authorization interceptor. All right. All right, and then I have to annotate it as a component. And then from here, what we need to do is we need to implement the handler interceptor. All right, so within here, there's three methods that we need to create. But the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to create the public Boolean pre-handle interceptor. So this method is supposed to return true in order for it to forward the request to the controller. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. Okay, so now the first thing I need to do within here is, again, I'm going to just create a system. Just going to say system.out.print ln. What am I doing? And then within here, I'm just going to print out a statement. I'll say in pre-handle interceptor. All right, so now what we need to do is check for the request. So I'll say check, and then in here I'll say if. So remember, within our controllers here, I'll show you with the admin controller. If you check there, we prefixed the admin route with the admin link over there. So, and then it's the same thing with the user controller, where we the request mapping starts off with the user/user or /admin. So in here, what we need to do is we are going to say request dot get request URI dot starts with, and then we will check and say starts with admin, and then we're gonna do the exact same thing for the user route. I'll say or starts with user. Let me just close this. All right, so we're checking if there's any requests made to any link that starts with admin or user. If that's the case, we're gonna initialize a session. want to say ht, and then we want to say session, and then we equal to request dot get session, right? So now we then going to do another if statement, check for, so we'll say session dot get attribute. Now remember, the attribute that we're getting is it's these two over here. So checking if these two attributes have been set. So I'll do this here, and then I'll say that, and then what I'll say is if it's equal to null, and then remember the second one is user, which is this one over here. So we're checking if those two attributes have been set. So what I'll do is if that equals to null, then here we're going to return false. Otherwise, if everything is all good and well, we're just going to return true here. Alright, so that's our if statement. Let me just do that. Alright, so again, just to explain, we are checking to see if there are any requests made to any URLs that start with this slash admin or slash user. If there are any requests made to these links, we then set up the session and to see if there are any session attributes that have the session token or session user set up. If not, it's going to return false. And then when it does that, I'll show you now with the other methods that we're going to what you call it, that we're going to set up. If it returns false, it's not going to forward the request to the controller, and so therefore it will end the request there. So let me just do that. So the other methods that I can put up here is a public post handle. I'll just say let me put a system sys out print ln, and then I'll say in post handle controller. Let's put that there for now. The other one that I'm going to create is public after completion, and then just going to do the same thing in acceptor. This one will be all right. So if everything passes through here, if let's say there is a session that's been set up, and there is also, I mean, if these two attributes have been set up, it'll then return true, and then what it will do is it'll also run these two methods. That's if it passes this first step over here. Otherwise, it's just going to return false, and then you will not get to see, it will not post what you call it, forward the control to the I mean the request to the controller, and therefore you won't see these two methods being run. That's why I actually put those system out, I mean that the print statements over there. So but you will see, once I'll show you in the console when everything is working up and running. So now here within our config, we need to register this particular uh, authorization interceptor over here. So now within our config, down here, what we will do is we will say protected void, and then we will say add into supposed to be interceptor registry, and then we'll say registry. Okay, then we have to annotate this as override. All right, now with this being done, just one moment there. Just quickly checking my notes here. Just hold on. Let's just see. Okay, so it looks like there was a spelling error there. In any case, apologies for that, guys. Okay. Right, so within here, what we're going to do is we're going to register that interceptor that we created. So with that, what we do is we say registry dot add interceptor, and then we're going to say new authorization interceptor over there. And then what we will do, we'll say dot add. Am I adding that correctly? No, sorry. So here we'll say dot add path patterns, and then the first one will be slash admin, and we'll add a star over there, and then the other one is going to be / user. Let me just confirm that. Okay, so it is user, so I'll do that there, and then also add that URL there. I mean at the asterisk. So yeah, this is how we register the interceptor. This is how Spring will be able to pick up this interceptor that we created just now. All right, so let me see. I think we can run the application and see if it will work or not. So I think that's all with the application config. Yeah, I think that's all for now. Okay, so I'm gonna run the app, and then we will see if we will be able to access any of those URLs without logging in. I'm just gonna pause the video for now. We'll check it once it's up. Right, guys, the server is up. Let me first refresh this page. Okay, so as you can see now within the console, there is no message printed from this interceptor. So we're going to try and access the admin dashboard or the user dashboard, and you will see that it'll print out this message to show that it is hitting this particular method over here, and returning false if these two values, I mean session values, are not set. So within here, I'll do this and say admin dashboard. Okay, so okay, so it's not displaying the dashboard, but if we check within the controller, as you can see there, it's giving us that error where it says it's giving us that statement that I set up here, which it says in pre-handle interceptor. So it doesn't allow us to go to the dashboard, or it doesn't render the dashboard because these two values are not being, it doesn't see these two values. So now what I'll do is I'm going to try and log in, with admin and say admin uh, password 123 and then log in. Okay, so as you can see now, it's allowing us to go into the dashboard because when we logged in, we did set those two values. The auth controller here, we did set these two values, and it forwarded it to the to our what you call it, to our views. And so because of that, as you can see here, it's in the what you call it, it's in the pre-handle interceptor, but for some odd reason it didn't print out these two messages over here, or these two statements over here. But it's fine, we'll check that out. But as you saw, within the when we tried to what you call it, when we tried to access the dashboard, it refused to render it because it didn't see those two values. So what I want to do now is create a logout button so that we can destroy those two session values over there. So I'll stop the server for now and close this, and I'm going to go here within the auth controller. uh, uh, I can delete these two here. All right, so for the logout method, what is it? At get mapping, and I'll say logout. And then I'll say public um, string, and I'll say okay. The first one, why am I doing this? Model and view get logout. So the first thing I'll do is HTTP session, and then I'll say session. All right, and then the first thing I'll do is obviously invalidate the session. Support invalidate. So with this, it'll destroy or delete these values, this user session or whatever session values that we have set up within our app. So then from there, I'll say system dot out dot print ln and then obviously the other thing we need to do is model and view. I'll say get login or login view. Which will be the login page. So we're just going to return to the login page itself. Okay, and then what else? We'll say login view dot add object, of which the object will be logout success. And I'll just say you have success. Right, and then just close this here. All right, I think that's all we need for the logout functionality. So we will destroy the session using this session.invalidate, So whatever session attributes or values are stored, it will delete all of them. And then we need to go to the where do I need to go? I need to go to the login page, right? And I want to set up our message. And the message that we set up was logout success. And paste that there, paste that there. I'll change that to info. All right, and then I need to go to the dashboard, and then maybe let's say right after the what you call it, right after let me just copy that there. Right after the user display name, I'm gonna paste there, and then I'll just add a button over here. So believe equal to logout, and then class will be I'll say btn and then btn md, and then btn I think it's outline if I'm not mistaken, or I think it's one word, and then we will say info. Then I'll just say logout. Display item center using display. Let me just remove that class over there, and then margin left auto. So hopefully everything will be aligned correctly there, and it won't mess up our header. All right, so okay, I think that's all we need. So let's just test out the admin side. If everything works well, we can then move on to adding this particular button to all the other pages. So for now, what I'll do is actually, there's another thing that I wanted to check. Right, so here, since we're returning false, I think I should say respond, sorry, response dot send redirect, and then we should send it to the login form. Yeah, okay, hopefully that works. But in any case, yeah, let's just test it out. Okay, the server is up. Let me just refresh this. Okay, okay, let me try again to access the admin page. As you saw, we set up the interceptor to redirect us back to the login form. So I just want to see if it will do that. Okay, so it is redirecting us back to the login form. And if we check the console, it did go into the pre-handle interceptor. So now, let me see if I try to use to go to the user dashboard. Okay, so the same thing happens there. Went into the pre-handle interceptor and redirected us back to the login form. So now I'm going to try to log in, admin. Okay, so now we've been able to we've been able to redirect into the dashboard as because um, all the conditions have been met. So now what I need to do is test out the login button. So as you see, that's our login button over there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click logout, and then as you can see, we've been redirected back to the login form. That's our what you call it, our logout message over there. I'm going to come here into the I'm going to go back within the dashboard. I'm just going to press enter. All right, so our interceptor worked. Since the sessions values have been destroyed, we then cannot access the what you call it, the dashboard. So now that we know that our login but logout button works, let me just cancel this. You can then just uh, take that logout button and paste it within the all the other pages. So where am I now? Where's the logout button? Okay, it's over there. So let's copy that. I'm gonna paste this also within the add user dashboard. So add new user. This is the welcome message, or the welcome, I mean the display username. Then I'm gonna paste it there. Save that, and then also do the exact same thing within the user dashboard. Okay, so we are then now able to log out. So now the other thing that I want us to test is I'll just show you now. Let's run the server and then we'll check it out once it's up. Okay, the server's up and running. All right, this time around I'm gonna log in as a basic user, which is our user over here called Steve. All right, so um, since he's a basic user, I'm gonna show you something just now. Steve. All right, so now we are in the basic user site. So as you can see over there, um, what you call it, we are logged in as the user. All right, but then now if I do this, admin dashboard, Steve, even though he's a basic user, is now able to access the admin dashboard, and this is what I want to actually address. So what we need to do, I'm going to log out. What we need to do, oh, by the way, here's our post handle interceptor along with our after completion interceptor. It did pick them up. So as you can see, if everything is well, it'll pick up the pre-handle first. If everything is correct, then it'll run these two methods. But yeah, so now let's I just want to quickly create another interceptor here. So I'll say class, I'll say admin admin uh, admin access interceptor. Okay, so in this interceptor we're practically going to do the exact same thing, but with a little bit of a change. So I'll say component, and then again it's also going to implement the handle interceptor. All right, so public let me just close this and this. I want to just copy this sys out statement and then just post it over there. Just so we can differentiate between the two. All right, so uh, again, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to check for the request URI. Then I'll say if all right, dot starts with obviously it's going to be admin. Then we're gonna do our checks again within the if statement. HTTP session equals to request get session. All right, the other one we're gonna need is get user session attributes. All right, so I'll say user equals to, I want to say session dot get attribute user, right? And then we're gonna need to import this class and then also cast this to user object. All right. So now what I'm gonna do is check for user type. So in here I'll say if user dot get user type, right, dot equals admin. So basically what I need to do is here I need to check if this user, oh by the way, so remember we are storing a session value that contains this user model here within our where's our thing, let me just close these tabs here. Here within our user authentication class or controller, we are setting a user object. Remember, we are getting the user details over here, of which we are also getting um, the user type as well. So here, when we are authorizing the user, we are setting that all those values here within this user session attribute over here. So through this, we are able to then get the value of the, what's this thing doing now? Sorry about that. We are again getting the user type from that from this session attribute over here to see if the user type that we are getting here is are they an admin or not. So we are getting that value over there, and so if it means if they are not a valid user, we then need to redirect them back. Since we only have, we need to redirect them back. Sorry, uh, response dot redirect, send redirect. Sorry, we're gonna send them back to the user uh, dashboard. Now, since we only have the user dashboard, we can just set it up this way. So, what do I need to do? Also, I need to return false, right? And then down here, we'll return true. So I hope I'm making sense, guys. So like I said, we're just getting the user type, right? If it equals to admin, or if it doesn't equal to admin, we're gonna redirect them back to the user dashboard, return false over here, and then from there on, um, if remember if the pre-handle returns false, it's not gonna forward the request to the control or to the controller. Okay, so uh, okay, and then we can just add the other ones as well. Post handle. I'm gonna copy this one here. I'll say post handle admin access interceptor. Then you're gonna add the after completion one as well. Paste it there. All right. Okay, so the other thing we need to do is we need to register this interceptor within our application config. So right after that, over there we'll say register or registry dot add interceptor, and then we'll say new, and then admin access control. All right, and then we'll say add path patterns will be all right. So we've added our admin access control pattern over there. So now I think we can proceed to test out the application. Now I think that's all we need. So let me just run the server. Oh, by the way, let me do this just to be sure that we are receiving, we are getting our session attributes. What I want to do here is actually display the user's name. So it will be user dot get where's our user model. Uh, so we're gonna say get first name. And obviously we're gonna do the exact same thing with last name. So I'll do that over there. Say all right. So we are displaying the user's first name and last name there, there at the top of our header. So let's just do that for now. Maybe let me just output the session token as well, just to be sure that we are receiving it. So I'll do this, and I'll say session token. Okay, so let's run the server. All right, guys, the server is up, so let's just test out and see if everything went well. Okay, so I'm going to log in as a basic user, which is Steve, passwords 23, log in. Oh, damn it. Did I put that within the, let me just see. Oh, okay, I put it within the admin dashboard, but it's fine. The one thing I wanted us to check was the whether or not we'll be, since we logged in as a basic user, can we access the admin dashboard? So if I test it there, as you can see, it doesn't allow us to go to the admin dashboard. It just redirects us back to the user dashboard. So if you check here, as you can see, um, we went into the pre-admin access interceptor, and then after that, it took us back to the user. I mean the user dashboard where we got the after completion, what you call it, interceptor. So As you can see now, it prohibits us from accessing anything that's admin related. So I'm gonna try again to go to the, let's see, admin add user page. So as you see there, it then redirected us back again to the dashboard. So anything that's admin related, it doesn't allow us to go through because it's checking whether or not the session values that are stored within this particular session, it's checking the user, the user type, and then if the user who's logged in um, is not an admin, it doesn't allow them. So now let's go to the admin site and see if we will be able to log in. So password 123. Okay, so there's an issue there. Let's see. Uh, what the hell is that? Servlet dot. Okay, pass encounter user at line 1 column 24. What did I do here? Oh, see. All right, let me just rectify that. Um, I don't know if it's complaining about the parentheses there, but if it is, I'll just check it out. Just let me just test this again. All right, guys, I'm back. Okay, so it was complaining about the parentheses there, or actually how I was getting those values there. So if you check our dashboard now, we have our user over there. It definitely effed up our header, but as you can see, I'm also putting out that session token over there, so we were able to get it. Uh, what do you? Oh, sorry about that. I forgot to change some of the links there. But in any case, as you can see, it's displaying our username along with all of the rest of the details, along with our session token. So if I log out, try to go back, let's say I do that, it's just gonna redirect me back to the login page. All right, so yeah, I guess that's it for in terms of dealing with the interceptors. We've created some access control there. We can now no user can access any other pages without logging in, and we've also prevented access to the admin related stuff if a user is logged in as a basic user. So yeah, man, that's how you can if that's how I handled dealing with access control along with um, maintaining some security in regards to some resources. But yeah, I mean, that's it for the video, guys. Again, it took long, but yeah, we eventually got there. All right, guys. So that's it for the video. Again, for those of you who've liked what you've seen so far, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys within the next video. All right. Cheers for now.